This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a Waterville woman is facing drunk driving charges following a crash in Fairfield.
Police say it was just before 5:30 last night when they received a report that a car had crashed through a guardrail at the intersection of Norridge Walk Road and Center Road. The vehicle ended up in the middle of Fish Brook, and reports indicated the driver was still trapped inside. Police say 25-year-old Vanessa Poirier managed to escape from the sinking vehicle and had made it to shore by the time rescuers arrived. Witnesses later told police Poirier had been driving at a high rate of speed and failed to stop at the stop sign before crashing through the guardrail. She was transported to the hospital with minor injuries. Poirier is now charged with operating under the influence, driving to endanger, and failing to stop at a stop sign.
The Maine Warden Service is investigating a fatal crash involving a truck and snowmobile in northern Penobscot County. The Warden Service says it happened around 12:30 Tuesday afternoon when 60-year-old John Michaud of Millinocket was driving his snowmobile north on ITS 85. They say he failed to stop at a road crossing where the snowmobile trail crossed Grand Lake Road. A witness says the truck driver tried to stop on the ice-covered road, but Michaud was struck as the snowmobile entered the roadway. Michaud died at the scene, and that crash remains under investigation. Officials say it's a reminder for all snowmobilers to come to a complete stop before entering a roadway and that they should always look for oncoming vehicles.
Well, two people are facing charges in connection with a burglary at a store in Trenton. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office responded to a reported burglary at the Moose Crossing Dysarts in December. As the result of their investigation, an arrest warrant was issued for 22-year-old Mikhail Harris of Bingham. He's being charged with burglary, theft, and violation of conditions of release. Police say, though, that they don't know where Harris is at this time. A juvenile from Somerset County has also been charged in connection with that case.
Last night, Governor Mills laid out her economic vision for Maine in her State of the Budget address, assuring Mainers that financially the state is on very solid ground with a record high rainy day fund, low unemployment, and healthy revenue forecasts for the next 4 fiscal years. She also laid out a spending plan for everything from education to infrastructure and affordable housing. Republicans, though, expressed concern about the level of spending laid out in the governor's budget plan. They said notably absent from her proposal was a plan for tax cuts. UMaine political science professor Mark Brewer says that could be a bargaining chip.
I think if they're going to get that, some kind of an income tax cut or other form of tax cut might be a way to get Republicans on board to get that 2/3 vote that she needs if she's going to be able to do this through an emergency bill. At least right now, everybody's stated preferences for a bipartisan budget. Tax cut might be a way to get there.
Brewer said is widely recognized as needing reevaluation is a program proposed in the fall that would freeze property taxes for eligible Maine seniors ages 65 and older.
I think it's clear to everyone that might be a good idea or a noble pursuit, but the way it was enacted was pretty haphazardly and pretty sloppily, and I don't think a lot of people really gamed out exactly what the price tag on that was going to be, which now that people are like, oh my goodness, how are we going to pay for that? I think that's definitely going to have to be part of this process, and I think both parties recognize that.
And while both sides of the aisle have professed a desire to achieve a bipartisan budget, Brewer says it's not a guarantee. But no matter the process, he says Governor Mills and lawmakers must be ready to compromise.
If she is willing to pass a majority-only budget, she needs to do it by April. And I think there, she's also going to have to give something. Because if some of, Rachel Talbot Ross and Troy Jackson are going to then be able to go to her and say, well, look, we're mostly supportive, but we also want this. So there's going to have to be something. There's always give and take in any kind of budget negotiation process. The question is how much give and take, and who are you giving and taking with, I guess, and that remains to be seen.
Well, switching gears now, a commonly prescribed medication is being found on Maine's illicit drug market, not for what it does by itself, but rather how it interacts with other substances. Our Devin Dagnall met with experts to learn more.
On February 8th, Old Town Police executed a search warrant at 6 South Spring Street. Officers found 14 grams of fentanyl, 29 grams of methamphetamine, and something very unique to Old Town Police. More than 1,200 gabapentin pills.
In such high quantity, this is new for us to recover that many capsules of gabapentin for this department. That's new to us.
According to Patrol Sergeant Ryan Bailey, gabapentin has been increasing in popularity among recreational drug users, but not because of what it does by itself. They're using it to boost the drugs they're already using.
People are using gabapentin in conjunction with other drugs. It tends to heighten the effects of the drug, and it's often used in conjunction with opioids.
Bailey says that gabapentin has already been linked to several overdoses because of how much it increases the potency of other drugs. However, according to Whitney Jandrew, a clinical pharmacist at EMMC Northern Light, the drug is completely safe on its own. Jandrew says that the drug is non-addictive and is very useful to patients who suffer from severe pain and or seizures.
Gabapentin, like I said, is pretty safe and well tolerated. It's very commonly prescribed. And when it's used appropriately, it can provide relief that patients need for certain conditions. But it is really concerning to take in excess of what would be prescribed by a medical provider.
Bailey says that the Old Town Police are uncertain as to where or how such a high quantity of gabapentin could be acquired, but the drug is and will be on their radar in the future. In Old Town, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, public school enrollment in Maine is still below pre-pandemic levels. Our David Ledford has more.
I'd like to be up closer to the 180,000 from 2020, but we're not quite there yet.
Maine public school enrollment is up again for the second year in a row, but experts say this increase is still a far cry from what it should be. According to data recently released by the Maine Department of Education, there are currently 173,907 students enrolled in Maine public schools, compared to just over 180,000 in 2020. However, while enrollment statewide is still down, Superintendent of RSU 64, Rhonda Sperry, says numbers in her district have returned to normal, and getting students to show up is a bigger issue.
We've seen a solid increase in our attendance, our daily attendance numbers. However, we still have concerns about some students and some families that have gotten out of that routine of getting up each morning, getting on the bus or getting in the car and coming to school.
Executive Director for the Maine School Management Association, Stephen Bailey, says low numbers could lead to problems for some smaller schools.
What schools receive for funding is tied to student enrollment. So if value of property goes up and the enrollment goes down, that's all factored into the distribution formula for funding.
Bailey says while the cause of the lower numbers is not completely clear, truancy, families moving out of state, and a turn towards homeschooling in some communities could all be contributing factors. Superintendent Sperry shared her concerns about the issue.
If we don't have students attending school every day that we are in session, that both short-term and long-term, there's going to be an impact in their learning. That is my most significant concern.
David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Some Maine school districts can now be reimbursed for providing meals to students when they learn remotely. The Maine Department of Education announced the change on Tuesday, stating that the USDA Food and Nutrition Service approved the department's statewide waiver request. Approval of the waiver allows students to be served meals outside of school on remote learning days like a snow day or other unexpected closure without taking money from the school's budget.
I'm very proud of the school meals that we offer in Maine, and this is another avenue for food service directors and all of our wonderful school food staff to make sure that children continue to get the nutritious meals that they need while learning virtually.
Department officials say that any K-12 school that utilizes the National School Lunch or Breakfast program is eligible for the waiver, valid through June 30th of this year.
All right, and as we turn our attention to the outdoors, just another balmy day out
Yeah.
there, at least for this time of the year. That's how we would describe it.
I will say that the wind was sort of kicking up a little bit while I was on my way in. I sort of noticed that when I got out of my vehicle. It was a little unexpected, so hopefully that didn't cause any snags or snarls elsewhere.
Right.
And with a little bit more on the conditions we can expect for the rest of the evening, let's take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter. Our first weather is brought to you by Scott's Recreation, locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, what a cold start to the day. Temperatures were hovering at around 13 degrees here in town. Look at Millinocket, single digits, close to 0 degrees there. And of course, by the coast, pockets of warmer air, temperatures in the upper teens to lower 20s at that, but nicely rebounded later in the day. We were in the mid-40s, melting some of our snow away once again. The coast, same story, barely any snow out there. And up north by Greenville and Millinocket, temperatures in the 30s with the deep snowpack still continuing in the area. We did have a couple of light rain showers in the region. Now, still a couple of sprinkles out there, but for the most part, most of that heavier precipitation is long gone. Just some lingering rain and snow showers, mostly rain showers here in town, as temperatures will continue to stay above freezing and well above average. Tonight, though, we'll continue to hover at temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Beth and Peter?
Alrighty.
Pretty warm if I do say so myself.
Indeed. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll bring you to a ceremony held by the Bangor ROTC to commemorate the 120th anniversary of the sinking of the USS Maine.
And we'll also tell you about some proposed changes to Maine state license plates. Those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Finding a surcharge-free ATM just got easier. Maine credit unions have the largest surcharge-free ATM network in Maine with over 250 locations. Save money today. Surf ATMs at mainecreditunions.org.
Time for Downey McBride to go to work. Y'all gotta sniff this stuff. Whoop, whoop.
Smells great, Downey.
Cul-de-sacs. Downey Unstoppable. You gotta sniff it to believe it.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
This November, you'll vote on a costly scheme to radically change Maine's electric grid. Pine Tree Power would create a quasi-governmental owned utility. It puts partisan politicians in charge of electricity and will cost Mainers $13.5 billion. It will mean higher electric bills, and proponents have no plan to improve reliability or service. Vote no on the costly electric scheme. It's a bad idea for Maine.
How much does it cost you to use an ATM? How does $0 sound? Get cash and forget the surcharge fees with Maine Credit Union's Surf ATM network. Find over 250 surcharge-free ATMs at mainecreditunions.org.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. A ceremony in Bangor today commemorated the sinking of the USS Maine during the Spanish-American War. Members of Bangor High School's junior ROTC held the event with members of the Marine Corps League to remember the lives lost on that day 125 years ago.
is extremely important, especially if we want to move further and advance as a country, is to remember what happened to us in the past and what we did in the past too.
There was a wreath laying at the USS Maine's monument on Main Street in Bangor, followed by a 3-volley salute and the performance of taps.
Well, the Maine Bureau of Motor Vehicles has issued a proposal for a new standard license plate. The current Chickadee plates, issued in 1999, have begun to deteriorate and are making it difficult for law enforcement to identify plate numbers. The Secretary of State's office has offered a solution in the form of a new Maine state plate.
It features this flag design from 1901, very simple, easy to read, and that's so important, as I mentioned, for law enforcement to be able to read those numbers, letters, characters, and identify one vehicle from another.
The plan is to issue the new plates as Mainers register their cars between March 2025 and the end of February 2026. Now, the Transportation Committee will consider the proposal over the next several weeks and then could go to the legislature for consideration.
Something iconic about the Chickadee plates.
Yeah.
But I will say I like the simplicity
it's
of the new
design. It's also the
design.
Pine Tree State, and it's right there.
Exactly.
Nice and bright. There's good contrast.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll take you to a studio in Old Town using art to educate.
And in sports, Maine hockey is unbeaten in their last 3 games, with one Black Bear leading the charge on offense. We'll have that story right after the break.
I'm Phil Levesque, president of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963. We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing. Let us help you get back to business.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Almost 1/3 of investment fraud victims are over 60. If someone offers you an investment, ask them these questions first. Are you licensed with the Maine Office of Securities? Are the securities registered? What are all of the risks and fees? How and when will I get my money back? Check before you invest. Contact the Maine Office of Securities. If we don't know, we can't help. And get the Smart Investors Checklist at investors.maine.gov.
2 of rock's finest under the stars. Goo Goo Dolls with special guest Fits in the Tantrums. The Big Night Out Tour. Friday, September 29th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Goo Goo Dolls with special guest Fits in the Tantrums. One evening together live. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com.
Living in Maine, many things stick with you throughout your life. If you're far from home or you're missing those things, then Box of Maine is for you. Shipping nationwide for corporate businesses or individuals, Box of Maine gives everyone their own personal taste of our great state. And a portion of every box we sell goes directly to local nonprofits. Have you visited the gift shop yet? Filled to the brim with everything you find in our boxes, you can pick what you need or even create your own box. Stop by for perfect Maine gifts today at Box of Maine.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Herman Motor Company. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle or to have your current vehicle serviced or detailed, Herman Motor Company has it all.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We'll start on the hardwood on Tuesday night. All of the girls' basketball Northern preliminary matchups have now concluded, so you know what that means. The brackets have been finalized and the tourney is officially here, so let's roll it. For Class AA North girls, Hamden and Wyndham play on Wednesday in the 4-5 matchup. Oxford Hills hosts Portland. Bangor will host Deering on Thursday. And then Cheverus hosts Edward Little on Friday before we hit the Cross Arena for the semis next Wednesday. Over to Class A now. That starts Friday night. Coney-Skowhegan is Game 1 at the Augusta Civic Center. That's 4 p.m. Followed by Lawrence and Erskine at 5:30. Camden Hills and Nokomis is your 4-5 matchup at 7. And then capping that night off at the ACC is Gardner and Brewer. For Class B, Class B girls kick off the Cross Center games in Bangor. Ellsworth and MDI have our first tournament game at the Cross Center, and then Caribou and Foxcroft our second. And then on Saturday, Washington Academy and Holton battle at 9 a.m., followed by Old Town and Presque Isle. Class C starts on Monday. Hodgdon and Central Aroostook, who just upset Calais on Tuesday, they kick off the quarters, followed by Penobscot Valley and Sumner, who knocked out Narragansett on Tuesday as well. Central Girls and Mattanochcook battle in the 4-5 matchup. Dexter and Fort Kent are the 1 and 8. And then last, but certainly not least, we have Class D. That all begins on Saturday. Machias and East Grand kick us off in the 3-6, followed by Wisdom and Jonesport Beals. And then on Monday, Deer Isle, Stonington, and Katahdin battle in the early game, followed by Southern Aroostook, the defending champs, and Ashland at 10:30. And we have all the brackets on our website right here, sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts and Dorsey Furniture. You can find it on our homepage right there, or you can just go to foxbangor.com/brackets, and that will take you to the same exact page, and that will be your tournament central. Let's head up to Orono now and into the Alfond, where Maine men's hockey is having its best stretch of conference games so far this year. The Black Bears have gone 3 Hockey East games without a loss, defeating number 15 Merrimack and Boston College, followed by a tie at UMass Lowell on Sunday. Biggest star of the stretch offensively, and further than that, is forward and assistant captain Lyndon Breen. After scoring only once in 8 games, Breen has scored in each of his last 7. He leads the Black Bears in points. The junior says the keys to his goal scoring are really focusing on the little things and a little help from his line mates.
Just getting to the right areas, not overthinking things, getting to the net, and be at the right place in the right time. My line mates have been playing great. They've been getting the puck to the net, and if you look at most of the ones that went in, they haven't been too pretty. But at the end of the day, I'll take any of them and whatever I can do to help the team win.
The Black Bears currently sit at 7th in Hockey East with their next weekend series, a big one, on the road against their rivals in New Hampshire. This is the first time the Black Bears have played at UNH with those Wildcat fans in the building since 2019. Our Peter Dubois will be there. But the allure of a rivalry game, head coach Ben Barr believes that thinking that way can hinder a team's focus.
For us, it's just another game, and we're playing a really good team that's playing really well. So if you get all caught up in that, sometimes it's a waste of mental energy a little bit. We know we're going on the road in Hockey East against a team that's won 4 or 5 straight games is going to be extremely challenging for us. So we're going to have to be at the top of our game, and if we get to that point, we'll give ourselves a chance.
Black Bears certainly have a chance to make some noise upcoming in the playoffs. That's all the time we have for sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you so much, Tyler. Our main weather today is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studios in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. All right, it's winter. Of course, we got some snow on the ground. Not much, though. We've definitely had a lot more snow in the past, especially last year with a good amount of snow in the area. Right now, we're looking at around 3 to 4 inches here in town, but take a look just up north. Greenville, Millinocket area, all those pink colors, those darker purple colors. We're looking at 1.5 feet to even 2 feet of snow in some spots. Today, though, not much snow for us as temperatures are well above freezing. We're looking at light rain showers in the area, mostly sprinkles still left over, so not a big event that is still in the area. But just north, though, Quebec area is going to get a little bit of rain. That's going to continue to push north and east. So, yeah, warmer air has made its way all the way up, even into Canada. We will have a couple of sprinkles left over tonight, but then clearing by tomorrow. And then look what happens overnight on Thursday. Once again, another system moves in. This one's going to be more of a rain and snow event, looking at some rain showers at first, and then transitioning into some snow showers on the back end with a lot more snow up north. Not much accumulation left here in town, but a lot more up north. We're looking at maybe Greenville, several inches of snow. But here in town, though, maybe an inch, maybe 2 in some spots. But we're looking at mostly an inch of snow with temperatures hovering in the 30s. So if it was a little bit colder, it would definitely accumulate much more. But hey, look at these temperatures. Wow, 60s, 70s. It absolutely feels like a summer day all the way in Pennsylvania, even upstate New York, Buffalo, in the 50s and 60s. Incredible stuff. But now in the Midwest and upper Midwest, that cold, sharp, you see that sharp air right there? That's a sharp cold front starting to make its way east. Chicago, they were in the 50s. Now they're hovering at around 40. And on the back end, colder air is there. So we will get in on some taste of colder air. Not quite cold, as our average should be around 31 degrees like a Friday, Saturday, near average. And once again, we start to warm back up close to 50 degrees by beginning of the week on Monday. So we've been very warm, and these warm temperatures will continue to stick around, melting a lot of our snow away. It's also very windy outside right now. We have sustained winds at around 20 miles an hour in Bangor, 18 in Bar Harbor. So gusts closer to 30 to 35 in some spots. So absolutely, folks, hold your hats and make sure you have an umbrella, because we will have a couple of sprinkles left over overnight with temperatures well above our average, 38 degrees. That's going to be our low temperature. So say goodbye to a little bit more of the snow we have on the ground right now here in town. Tomorrow, another warm day outside. Temperatures close to 50 degrees. Wow, probably going to be walking around with a short sleeve shirt outside with some partly cloudy skies. Our extended forecast outlook does show the cooler air moving in Friday into Saturday, and bam, warming back up by Sunday into Monday. Temperatures close to 50 degrees once again by Monday. Beth and Peter?
All right. So a little up and down action going on this week.
A little bit, yeah, that one random single-digit overnight, but you're sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
We'll handle it.
All right, well, there's still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Ever notice how stiff clothes can feel rough on your skin? For softer clothes that are gentle on your skin, try Downy Free and Gentle. Downy will soften your clothes without dyes or perfumes. The towel washed with Downy is softer and gentler on your skin. Try Downy Free and Gentle.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyou.
Making the time to be together. Supporting local business.
Starting a college savings plan. Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home. Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gas Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Tonight, the deadly mass shooting on an American campus. What will really stop them? Plus, tracking back-to-back storms where the snow, rain, and tornadoes could be heading. More Americans turn to World News tonight with David Muir, the most-watched newscast on television.
Finally tonight, a local business owner is using her passion to educate children about historical black figures through art. Janice Hambleton of Dreams by Janice Art Studio in Old Town will be hosting an event this Monday, February 20th, to celebrate Black history. The event will include painting, card making, cookie decorating, and an assortment of trivia. Hambleton says art has always been an important part of her life, and mixing that with educating young people about Black history just made sense.
We need to have awareness of more Black history here in the state of Maine. And like I said, because I'm a Black woman, you know, with a business, I want to be part of that.
And to learn more about the event, you can check out Dreams by Janice on Facebook or visit their website, dreamsbyjanice.com.
Definitely some beautiful artwork there, and an interesting event to combine, you know, sort of two different realms, education and art.
I think so often those two topics, education and art, can go together.
Yeah,
you know,
in a really great way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that is going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at ABC7, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.